Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting Lions Den. I am Yahweh Sop. I camp out with Lion Den Hawan Ben Joshua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akims, and to the women and children in Paleo Hebrew. Kal Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Ha Rokah Kodash Mahamah, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder Hawam. Salutation to the Akims on the four corners of the earth, and to the women and children. Shalom. Slakia. You know, things are getting closer and closer every day, and now people, the so-called Negros, Latinos, Negros, and speckled birds, you know, are not paying attention how close we are getting to, Civil War, martial law, and World War III, right? Things are getting uglier, but we see it because in the name of Yahweh Shai, He gave us eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart of understanding. It says here, white man gives a bold truth speech about slavery. Okay, this was 4 days ago. The title of this lesson is called, Ye Shall Be Hated for My Name's Sake. So I'll play a little bit of it, then we go into scripture. Here we go.
It ended centuries ago, but the harsh reality, it never truly went away. From forced labor to human trafficking, slavery still exists in different forms across the world today.
I'm here to talk to you about the problem of slavery. It didn't end in the 1860s. It's a social malady that's with us today, and it's increasing in its scope and virulence. The desire to enslave our fellow man is unfortunately intrinsic to the human character. It has been with us since the beginning of time, on every continent and in virtually every culture, from ancient Egypt to Babylon to Greece and Rome, Africa, Asia, Europe, and the United States. Germany and Japan openly practiced widespread slavery only 50 years ago, and the Soviet Union until less than a decade ago. China even today. It's a disease of our human nature, and yet people are under the impression that it no longer exists. I say to you that in a subtle form, it exists in America today, and it's becoming less subtle and more manifest. Madison Avenue has just cleaned it up a little bit, dressed it up in new words. The slave master is now Big Brother, someone to protect you, someone to confide in. But it's all the same. He owns your life. This may sound far-fetched, but I think I can prove it. When the IRS allows you a tax deduction, they and their congressional collaborators and the media call it a tax subsidy. In other words, they designate it as a gift to you, a subsidy. The only way they could conceive this terminology is by presupposing that they, i.e. the government, own all the money. Their view is that they're entitled to it all. That which they allow you to keep is their compassionate and generous gift to you. How can this be? You create the money by your efforts, your sacrifice, your creativity, your risk-taking. So how can it belong to them? It's very simple. They own you. They own everything you produce, your money, your house, your thoughts and ideas, your children. If you go to a foreign country to work, you still have to pay the U.S. income tax. You could dig a hole in the middle of Siberia and they'd be entitled to a cut of your wages because in their minds, under their law, they own you. They create arcane and esoteric laws to criminalize you. You may try, but you can't obey them. You can't even understand them without a lot of professional help. You have to run around slavishly collecting little pieces of paper, receipts, 7 years of detailed financial records because you might be called on to give an account of yourself to the big boss man. And if you've made a mistake, he can take everything you have. He loves it that way. That's total power over you, slavery. I don't remember when we, the people, signed over ownership of ourselves. It just gradually happened by them taking more and more of our freedom. But here's the worst part. It's really only just begun. In this modern age, the information age, getting your money is not enough, even though money, don't let anyone deceive you, is the material source of your freedom. Now, however, they want your mind. If you deviate in your thinking, if you commit one of the 10,000 taboos, and they perceive your actions as a threat, they'll come out and kill you. It was the thought police who killed the children at Waco and Ruby Ridge. Neither David Koresh nor Randy Weaver, whatever things might be said about them, had ever mugged anyone, robbed a 7-Eleven, or committed forcible rape or murder. But they did have unorthodox views, and therefore it was necessary to round them up and deal with them.
Okay, let me stop right there. So as you can see, we are getting closer to where, what they call that hate speech, right? It's going to be implemented, activated, right? If I was to ask one of my people, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds, and tell them, we are still living in slavery, some of them will say yes, others will say no. And it doesn't matter if they have a college degree or no college degree. I'll ask both of them the same question. Well, can you draw it in a piece of paper how slavery looks and how freedom looks? They might be able to draw me slavery, but they won't be able to draw me how freedom looks. And if I was to ask them, well, can you draw a picture of what freedom is? They wouldn't know, right? Because this is not our kingdom, this is our hell. Especially our women. Our women are blindsided to what slavery really is. I want to go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 22. Let me start there. It says, "And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endures to the end shall be saved." Now that's a strong word. We're going to be hated, right? There's so many religions that each one of them, they stand strong in what they believe, just like we, the Hebrew Israelite, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds, we stand strong in what we believe. The only difference, right, is that the Bible is only given to 12 tribes, not to the whole world. Every religion that talks of their belief is to the whole world. That's the difference. Also, the other difference that our Bible is the only one that God says, "I am the only God. There's no other." Every other religion say there's many gods. Okay? I want to go now to verse 23. "But when they prosecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come." Right? So right now, I don't know if you've been keeping informed, but things are getting worse in Israel for all the mass beliving that they're taking, from the Palestinians. The Israel people are leaving Israel, right? They made a YouTube on that. And are getting sick, what they call that? Brain, they have a name for it, Slack, it doesn't come to me. But they're getting brain damage for all the corruption and ugliness of what they have done. So a lot of people from over there, from Israel, are leaving. They've been leaving since 2024. Okay? More's going to leave. Also, I saw just a couple of minutes, I think it was Instagram. It's talking about, what they call that? That probably in April 20, there might be martial law. We'll soon find out. That's only, 2 weeks, right? We'll soon find out. To us, that's great news, by the way. Okay, because we know it's Yahweh Shem Yahushai who's doing these things. I want to go now to Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. And it says, give me a minute. "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." Yeah. We're going to go through a lot of suffering. We're going to have to endure, right? That means to suffer, long suffer, and not cave into what they want us to bow down to and worship, which is their fake pagan gods. I want to go to verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. Well, isn't the Hebrew Israelite all over the world? It's been preached already. We're all over the world, right? So now the end is getting closer of this kingdom to be destroyed by the hand of Yahweh Shai. Verse 14. Was it verse 14? No, Salakia, verse 15. Yep. Give me a minute. And where ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. The holy place is in the name of Yahweh Shai. Holy place means set apart, be apart, away from the wickedness, right, of this world that's about to kick in. Whoso reads, let him understand. Right? Because remember, they're going to implement the invisible money, all digital. Right? They have to do a reset, turn everything off, and at the same time, mandate a charagma. Right? They want to turn all of us into cyborgs. They want to own our DNA, so they got to put something inside of you, but they need your consent. Better to die, right, than to bow down to these wicked bastards, okay? I want to jump to verse 25. Behold, I have told you before. What he told us before, let's go to verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth moan, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds. Right? That means in a chariot. You know it better as a UFO, okay? Of heaven with power and great glory. Yeah, power with great authority. Right? You're going to see massive killing. Right? Because these 501c3 incorporated prostitute churches, the Christian ones, like to lie to our people that the Son of God loves everybody, right? That he's coming back to save everybody. No, 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 no. He's going to be zapping, disintegrating father, mother, son, daughters, babies, grandfathers, and grandmothers. Those of our people that gave him the finger, he's going to burn them. You see? Because that's the only way he can cleanse the wickedness, since they didn't want to repent with fear and trembling. I want to go to verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound, right, of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. Elect means, the 144,000 chosen elect, who received the new body and the new spiritual power, Superman power, from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. I can only pray and hope that I'm one of them, so I can come back and kick ass, right? Because payback is a mother. I want to go to Luke chapter 21. Give me a minute.
Whatever their crimes were.
Oops, Lakia, I hit the wrong button. I said Luke, right? Yeah, Luke. Luke 21, verse 17. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Yeah, a lot of religious are going to hate us because we speaking the truth in the name of Yahweh Shai, where they believe in their false gods. So we're gonna prove to the whole world who's the real God, right? Who has the big balls? Who is cojones, right? The whole world's gonna know who's the original power of heaven and earth. I said Luke 17. I want to go back to Matthew chapter 24. Give me a minute. Verse 9 this time. Hey, the most that can happen, if we are wrong, we're going to die for it. But if we are right and we die and we come back to life, oh boy, it's hammer time. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Now, what other religious book prophesies these things? None. Okay? This is the only book, the King James book, that's been prophesying for years, right? The past, the present, and the future, right? I want to go now to Matthew chapter 10, verse, I'll start with 16. Slovakia. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Yeah, we're not sent to be building up an army, you know, getting machine guns and going fight the enemy. No, we go out there with the Bible. Now, don't get it wrong when we say these things, right? I'm going to be specifically clear that's in the Bible. We don't have the right to be murdering people because that's a sin. But we do have the right and the authority and permission of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to defend ourselves. Big difference. Okay? We're not interested if the Edomites agree or don't agree. Okay? Verse 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the counselors, and they will what? Scourge you in their synagogues. Yeah, they're going to beat us, man, to death. You see? So can we have a right to defend ourselves? If we die in the process, hey. This world, we all get old and we all die eventually. Right? Might as well do it with honor and not be a chicken shit. I want to go to John chapter 15. Slovakia. Don't the Edomites die for their wickedness? Chapter 15, verse 18. Don't our people go to the army to fight and defend the Edomites around the world and die for them? Right? Verse 8, what's it? Verse 16, Slovakia. Ye have not chosen me, but I chosen you. Woo! Look at that. You got to be chosen, man. And ordain you that you should go and bring forth fruit, that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. Right? And you know what we're asking him? Right? We're saying destroy this wicked kingdom, take the Edomites out of power and put them in slavery for 1,000 years to build our kingdom just like we built their kingdom. Right? And then after those 1,000 years they have done the work, right? Then they shall be exterminated because they've been trying to exterminate us, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds, for many, many years. And since Yahweh Shem Yahushai will never allow that, this is the final straw that the Edomites are going to use technology to see if they can achieve that. Okay? I want to go to, so like I got to look, John 16, verse 2. They shall put you out of the synagogues, yea, the time comes that whosoever kills you, will think that he's done God's service, right? Because they believe in their own God that they made up out of their own heads. So they're going to believe that what they're doing is a good thing, it's a great thing, right? Okay, we're going to find out, right? Who is the real God of power that can bring you back to life with the new Superman body and the new spiritual power, Superman power? I'll leave it with 1 John chapter 5, and I'll start with verse 4. For whosoever is born of Yahweh overcomes the world. Right? To be born through Yahweh the Father, you got to be born through the Son, Yahweh Shai. Okay? And this is the victory that overcomes the world, even our faith. Yeah, if you stand strong in your faith and you die for the faith of the truth, right? The true God of true power will bring you back to life in 1 day, and 2 days, or 3 days, or whatever days he wants. Right? Verse 5. Who is he that overcomes the world? But he that believes that Yahweh Shai is the son of Yahweh. Not of Muhammad, right? Not of Gandhi, right? Not Mother Teresa, not the Pope, not Jesus, right? That's Caesar Borgia, by the way. Look it up. And none of these fake pagan gods. So I'll leave it with verse 6. This is he that came by water and blood, even Yahweh Shai, not by water only, but by water and blood. And it is the Spirit that bears witness, because the Spirit is truth. Right? So what spirit we're talking about? The Spirit of truth, right? And the law. The law bears the witness that Yahweh Shai is the true Son of the Most High Yahweh. Right? Every other religion, when you ask them what is the law that they have, will never be compared to the law that we have, the perfect law. Right? That was written in the written in the beginning of time. I hope that this was edifying, and with that I'll say Shalom.